Hi there, and welcome to today's After School Special with Aaron Muller with the TIPS team. Today's After School Special is going to deal with a Google add-on known as Choice Eliminator. So right away, I'm just going to share my screen here with you guys so that we can get started and you can follow along. So just a quick reminder that all of our after school specials and other agendas and resources can be found at our website at tips.epsb.ca. So as mentioned, this add-on is specific to Google Forms. So for those of you that don't know what Google Forms are, they're a electronic piece of equipment. I'm just joking. They're basically a way to collect information electronically through Google. And so one of the issues sometimes when you're using a Google form is you might be collecting information from people. Specifically, what I'm going to address today is using Google Forms for something like a parent-teacher interview or a goal-setting conference. What tends to happen with this is you put out the form, but you might have to say, what is choice A, what is choice B, or what is your first choice, second choice, third choice? And sure, you've done this all electronically to collect the information about when people want to meet, but you still need to comb over the information that was gathered to decide who gets what and where. And so what basically Choice Eliminator does is right as people are selecting a specific choice or time or who knows what it is, it eliminates it so that other people can't choose that same one. So the example I'm going to use today is specific to something that I did a lot in the classroom, which is a goal setting conference. But obviously, this could be done for parent-teacher interviews. It could even be done for appointments, PD events, how many people want to sign up for something, even something as simple as supervision schedules where each person needs to take their turn or pick one. You don't want to replicate the same section. So after it's disappeared or been selected, it will disappear. So I'm just going to jump over to this. And here is a Google form that I've already made. And so this is just, here's Mr. Miller's goal setting conferences. And so I've put in some really basic questions. One thing that you need to know is that Choice Eliminator only works when you have multiple choice, choose from a list, or from a drop-down menu. So it has to be something specific. So for this one here, what child is this goal setting conference for? So I just threw in some TIPS members here, put in their names, done, perfect. What is your name? So this would be the parent's name. I need them to provide the email that they want a confirmation sent to or confirmation about when this is happening. So this is where they would provide their email address. And then I've put in the various times. It looks like I'm going to be doing my goal setting conferences over a 2-day period. So I've got them chosen here and then here. And then basically at the end, I just said your response has been recorded. Great, so be it. So what you're going to want to do then is create this Google form, pick your times or your slots, whether it's for your parent-teacher interview, supervision, whatever it might be, and then you're going to go to add-ons. And this is where you're going to want to add the Choice Eliminator add-on. So click on the add-on one, and then go to Get Add-ons. It's a pretty popular one, so it might be just around here, but here it is right here. It's blue, Choice Eliminator. There's a lot of different ones of these coming around, and I should really mention that, if you haven't taken a look at the add-on menus and forms or sheets or Google Docs, definitely take a look. Every day they're getting better and better, more and more of them that could really save you some time. So there's Choice Eliminator, so I'm going to click on it for free. It's going to just say, hey, are we able to view your Google Apps account? And I'm going to say accept. Yes, for sure you can. And then there it says Choice Eliminator started. And so you have to start this before you send this out to your parents. If you're going to put this up on School Zone or put it onto a site, this has to be started first. So there's Choice Eliminator. So now when I go up to my add-ons, there's Choice Eliminator, and I can start to use Choice Eliminator. And so basically what Choice Eliminator is going to do is it's going to look for the questions that it can specifically work with. There's only 2 questions in my particular form that Choice Eliminator will work for. What child is this goal setting conference for? And what times are listed. So I'm actually going to set up Choice Eliminator for the what child is this goal setting conference for, just that way that if a parent goes in and chooses their kid's name, it then will disappear so that another parent can't take it by mistake, especially if you've got duplicate names and you forget to put last names on and things like that. So I say, yep, I want to eliminate the choices for this. And then I also want to eliminate the choices for the times about when these meetings are taking place. Another great thing to also know is that you also have some choice options within the choice eliminator. And so what I mean by that is maybe this is for something like supervision or a PD event, and I want to say, okay, which one of these events do you want to take place with? But you want to allow 30 people to choose it before it disappears. Obviously, for this goal setting conference, I want one time, then for it to disappear. So one of the nice options with Choice Eliminator is under these choice options here, you could go in and say, allow so many of this particular count to be used before it disappears. So let's say Terry was a big problem child in my class and we needed to have like multiple parent-teacher interviews. You could potentially say, you know what, this person can be picked 5 times. So it doesn't really work for my goal setting example here, but I'm trying to let you know that this could be used for a number of different things. So if there's somewhere where you want a set group of people to pick something, but then for it to disappear, you could put in a different number here. So I'm not going to use this for this particular example. So you'd set up all of the choice eliminator, you'd refresh it, and here it is all ready to go. And so basically, if you were to look at this form, here's my form. And so basically, the parent gets this however you like through School Zone. You email it to them, you put it on a class website, whatever it might be, and then they pick the child's name. They fill in their name, and then they put in their email address, and they choose the section that they want. And so I've got another example of one over here that's already got some responses. And so this is what the same test might look like. But as you can see now, when I click on the child's name, there's only 2 choices left because other people have already picked their children's names. Also, the times down here you can see have also eliminated. So if I jump back to the original one, there's all the times that were originally available. But as people filled out the survey, it jumps to this, and this is all that's available. This isn't a foolproof system because obviously this is first come, first serve, but it certainly takes some of the legwork out for you as the teacher. Now, I know what a lot of you are probably wondering, what happens when the worlds collide and 2 people at the exact same time choose Wednesday, April 15th, 3:30? Well, realistically, the first person to hit the submit button wins. So if I've got April 15th, 3:30 picked, but then I get a text message from somebody and I'm checking my texts and then I go and hit submit. But meanwhile, on the other side of the city, someone else is picking 3:30. If they've already picked that, when I go to hit the submit button, it won't allow me to pick that. So there's no worries about getting the same time slots in that sense. So this basically gets eliminated, as you can see down here. It slowly disappears and you can't see any of them. So then you've got your responses. So one thing that this is not doing for you though is sending out a confirmation to the parents about the time. Basically in my Google form here using Choice Eliminator, we're just eliminating the choices. I've told them to write down the name of the conference they've got, but we know that's probably not going to all happen. And so I'm not going to go into detail about this today, but there's an easy way to work with your responses. So if you're viewing the responses, right here within your Google Sheets, there's another add-on you can use that will also work. And that add-on isn't Choice Eliminator, but it's known as Form Mule. And Form Mule basically will allow you that when people put in some information, specifically giving you an email account and their name, you can basically set up a template that grabs the information from the certain cells and sends them back a stock email so that they see what happens. Another quick one that you can also use with your Google form here that's also really nice, it also sends an automatic response but doesn't pick the one, but at least says, hey, we've got your information. Let me just go to add-ons here. Is form notification. It's a great little one to use. I'm going to add it right now just so that you can get a taste of it and see what it looks like. I'm not going to show you how this one works, but just letting you know that this is a great one to use. Basically, you set it up in your sheet. You go to your add-ons, form notification. You configure it, and basically what you do here is when someone finishes a form, you would say notify the respondents. I don't need to really know when it came in. Notify the respondents. Pick the section, the email address, fill out the stuff that you want to be said here. And then every time someone sends one, it automatically sends them an email saying, yes, this is the email or the time slot that you got for your goal setting conference. Thank you for coming. This one, however, can't read what time they got. It sort of expects that they know. But if you're more interested in another add-on that could be used with your summary of stuff, so this is in Google Sheets, you would want to go and try Formule. And Formule is a great one where it will take the date and time of everything that was asked for and submit it. So once again, what we're looking for, what we're looking at today is a Google add-on specific to Google Forms. You're not going to find this in Google Sheets. You have to use this in the Google Form. And so again, basically what it does is it eliminates the choices so there's no duplication that's taking place. And also a reminder that this only works with multiple choice, list, or check questions or checkbox questions. Thank you very much for hanging out with us today with the After School Special. Remember that if you want to look at some other ones from our archive or see the upcoming lists for our After School Specials, go to the tips.epsb.ca website, click on the EdTech PL, go to After School Specials. There's our archive sessions, excuse me. And here's our list of upcoming stuff. So it looks like on the 14th, 7 days from now, Rick will be talking about Kavana.com, a great graphic design piece of information that could be used. Excellent. Take care. Bye.